Yo, what's happening, people? And welcome back to the Tiki Taka podcast, where you're going to hear hot takes, unbiased opinions, and hopefully have a couple laughs along the way. And welcome Bernardo Silva and Jeremy Doku to the JK Penitentiary. Because it looks sticky, but yo, neither of them did anything. And we'll go straight there. We'll go straight into it this week. Man City versus Arsenal. The title clash. Sky put all their promo into it.
Yep.
Everyone bigged it up. Everyone built it up. They thought it was going to be an intense game. They thought it was going to be like a Liverpool Man City game of old. But I think Arsenal fans knew, and if you're an Arsenal fan and you expected something different, then you probably should have known that games between Pep and Arteta, at least this season, were always going to be like that.
Yeah, I think Arteta.
Not only was the league game the same, the Community Shield was the same game.
Yeah, I think Arteta knows Pep too well to try and make any mistakes. And this is something that I think we got into a little bit off air, but definitely something I want to reiterate. Like, I think that was the job Arsenal should have done. I think Arteta got it spot on in the sense of like Man City are so good at home. They're perfect. They always score. They always win. The records speak for themselves. All of that kind of stuff. I think it's not up to Arsenal to bring the game to Manchester City. Yeah. Like, if you're so good at home, if you're that team, if you're the best in the world, treble winners, all this kind of stuff, be perfect. Come here and beat us. Be perfect. Well, not come here. Like, we're going to go there and we're going to force you to be perfect. Yeah. And they weren't perfect.
And also, we're above you in the table.
Yeah. So it's not on us. It wasn't up to Arteta, I feel like, to go to Man City, take the game to them, start playing 4 or 5 strikers, and put Vieira in to push for it, because it would have been nice to win, obviously, yes, but it would have been terrible to lose. And Arteta knows that Pep team, for however offensively minded you think you can be, if you make that mistake, they will kill you.
Yeah.
And that losing that game
last year.
Losing that game would have knocked us out of the title race. We would have sat here and had a different conversation.
Well, I don't know.
I think it would have actually. I really think losing that game would have knocked us out. Mentally, if
we would have been 3 points off Liverpool.
Yeah. What do you call it? Statistically, 100% there's still a lot to play for. But I think mentally, if we had lost ground, lost the game, lost this sort of winning streak that we've been on at the start of the season, Man City are the only team to take points off us at the start this calendar year, in a 0-0 draw. Yeah. So I love how all of these things sound. I think those things sound like title winners.
Yeah.
Like, breaking Man City's scoring record, or not conceding in 57 games or whatever. I think that kind of stuff builds title confidence versus losing here and then needing to bounce back versus Luton at home and Brighton away and all of this kind of stuff, where I think the nerves start to jangle a little bit. Like, the team should be feeling, bro, it's up to us to put in bad performances and throw this away. We should be able to turn things around.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, look, that's not me and Michael saying it was a good game.
Yeah. For the neutral, it was terrible.
Right? I see like some people on Twitter saying, or Twitter Tactico saying that, you need to, if you don't understand the game, whatever. No, we're not saying that. But for us, we're going to look at it differently, obviously, because we're Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
So regardless of what happens in that game, we're locked in for 90 minutes.
Yeah, 100.
And we're not just focusing on the spectacle. But we said off air that we've seen Man United Liverpool games that we've said are so dry, are so
terrible.
Boring. But for Man United and Liverpool, so for the neutral, I get it, right? But that's also Sky's fault, because Sky, and obviously Sky are going to do that every time.
Yeah.
Because it's a massive game. They're going to run their promo. But if you'd actually watched the Arsenal Man City games this season, this one was never going to be like a complete change up. And I want to give Arteta his props here, because even the Bernardo Silva interview after the game, which I thought was a really good interview, he said he got asked what the difference between Arsenal was last year and Arsenal this year, and he said, well, last year they came and they were man to man all over the pitch.
Yeah.
So when which was the case, that is how we went there and tried to play, right? And when that is the case, he was saying that when you've got guys like De Bruyne and Haaland who can like create a bit of separation and find a space, you can get killed, right? And obviously that's what happened. And not only in that game at the Etihad, but in every game, including the Community Shield game, Arteta's changed it.
Yeah.
He's gone, look, we can't go man to man against these guys yet we can't completely go man to man because they have the quality to beat us
Yeah.
in individual moments. So he's changed the game plan. Like, we don't play against Man City, and obviously they are probably the best team in Europe, so it's going to be the case. But we don't try and play the same game against Man City that we play
do for
against
everybody
anyone
else.
else.
Yeah.
Like, when we played Liverpool at home, we completely bossed them. Completely man-to-man, high press, winning the ball high. Against Man City, the home game was very different because they're that good in possession. So Arteta's looked at it and he said, look, we need to maybe sit a little bit deeper. We'll press when we need to press. And Bernardo was saying that they played a mix of man-to-man and kind of when they got beat, they dropped back. And look, Arteta, that's credit to Arteta. He realised that last year we can't do the same thing. We need to change it up.
I think the problem we have when we do the whole man-to-man thing all the way through is that, you know, if you lose those individual battles on 2 or 3 occasions, you could be 2 or 3 goals down quite quickly.
Exactly.
And as I said, I think not losing this game is so big because I don't feel as if we've lost any momentum with this draw. No. Even though we've won every other game and this is our only draw, I don't think we've lost any momentum. I don't think we've gone backwards. I don't think the team or the manager, as you've said, sort of will feel dented. I know everybody said that they're not satisfied with the point, and I hear that. And that's great, and I love that mentality. But I think in many ways, guys are satisfied with the points.
Yeah. You're talking about the players
there. Yeah. I think they will be satisfied with not losing to Manchester City, not losing to Liverpool. And I think that's another big thing. As you said, you're giving credit to Arteta in this specific game for his management. But I think just in general, how Arteta has approached these top 3 title clashing teams as well as top 6 teams in the Premier League, he's got more often than not a lot of it spot on with how we've sort of set up to approach the game and the plays that he's picked to play the specific games. We have often been the better team, and I think the points that we've gotten from those games show
Anfield and Etihad this season.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that we're the better team in this game. Like, I think City were comparatively, I was telling you off, I don't think we did enough to win the game as much as we agonize over the chances that were missed, like should Trossard have squared it, all this kind of stuff. I hear that. I do hear that. But as I was telling you, I think
I do kind of think if we win the game, no one says we didn't deserve to win the game, kind of thing.
Look, 100%, because we was in it. That's the thing.
If we create that one chance and we take that one chance, that's big games. That's football at the highest level.
As I was saying, I agree with that point. But the reason I agree with that point is because, and this is what I was going to say, you know, and I told you off air, we need to call before we can walk type of thing. Like, we used to go there and get pummeled. We used to play Manchester City and Liverpool and concede 4 or 5 goals every game. Yeah. And in this one game, well, in the games this year, they've all been competitive. They've all been very close. They've all been games and situations where we've not even just limited them goals-wise, but we've limited them chances-wise. And for that reason, if we had a chance and we buried it, people should have said, and I would say that we deserve to win the game. But I just respect even more the fact that we've stopped getting pummeled. As I said off air, like, if we played Man City 3 times, 12 months, in the same 12-month span for the last 5 seasons, the aggregate score would have been an average like 12-2. In those 3 games. They used to smack us 4-0, 5-1, and another 3-1, 4-1 type of situation. And all the 3 games this year, we've limited them goals. Whereas in the Premier League, we haven't conceded a goal to Manchester City this year, which is crazy. So,
I think to compare that to literally the game 11 months ago, where we got slapped, we lost 4-1, and you come 11 months forward now, we're back in the title race, we're here again. What have we learned? Gary Neville described it as like a beautiful chance for Arsenal to kind of go there and show. And that's why I said I was excited. And I did say on the preview that my pessimism is often realism. I was kind of optimistic this time. And
it's true.
Again, so, but it's just a case of knowing where this Arsenal team are. Like I said, we will get something if Kai Havertz drops an 8 out of 10. He didn't drop an 8 out of 10. But I mean, he put a shift in. I wouldn't say Kai Havertz played badly at all, but he didn't put an 8 out of 10, and we still got the point. And the reason I said that, and I said this to Michael off there, was like in all the like computations and the ideas of how I thought this game would go, a bit similar to like Doctor Strange in the Avengers. when he's mapping out all the possibilities.
10,000
like,
realities.
Yeah, exactly. Only one of in all the ones that I was mapping out of this game, there was not a single one where Man City didn't score.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So I thought, if we're gonna get something, we're gonna have to score. If we're gonna score, Kai Havertz is probably gonna have to do something.
Yeah, I predicted a draw, but I predicted a 1-1. I predicted a 0-0.
Same.
Sorry, I predicted a 1-1 or a 2-2.
I just thought there's so much quality on the pitch. City always scored. De Bruyne could do something special.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Referees,
but yeah,
that's another thing that to be fair,
I actually wanted to give the ref credit in this game.
I was gonna say,
Anthony Taylor.
I like the fact that he let it flow. I like the fact that he let Gabriel and Haaland and Saliba and Haaland get into it a little bit and like, you know, I'm not gonna start brandishing yellow cards mad early.
There were times when an Arsenal player made a foul, and I was like,
how have we got away
how
with
was
that?
he not booked there? But he was doing it for both teams.
No, 100%. I also like that he just wasn't quick to make the big, bold decision. Yeah. I'm gonna call that as a penalty. I'm gonna call that as a yellow card or a red card or all that kind of stuff. And I was really nervous about that. I remember the preview saying I was really nervous going into the game that these title deciding games can get to referees as much as they can get to players, and people want to prove that they're the right. I'm gonna make the brave call.
Yeah.
But
and we will probably never praise a referee
again. Yeah, 100%.
For however long we do this podcast for. But when they do have a good game, we should give them their props.
But I wanted to say another thing just to speak to the mentality of the team, because I think for the first 20 minutes, man, I was really nervous. Like they really put it on us. Like I've not seen us play like that all season for the first 20 minutes, in the sense of we could not keep the ball for 3 passes. I want to stop short of just saying we looked afraid, but it looked as if like the moment had arrived for the players, and they were like, all right, we're actually playing this game now.
But not in a sense of like that they went into their shells.
No, exactly. Not in the sense that they went into their shells.
They were. I'm sure Mikel Arteta told them, look, it might not go to plan,
but you have to,
and there might be, and there will most definitely be times in this game where we are deeper than we want to be. And so I'm pretty sure they were all prepared.
But this is what I'm saying. So I love the fact that they grew from that within the match. I think the more the match went on, and Bernardo Silva said that in his interviews, that they started off really well. And as the game went on, he was like, we had to do a lot more running.
And when we started getting those counter-attacking chances, Jesus had a couple.
We weren't really on it like that, especially in the first half with like there was that chance when Odegaard got onto the ball. There was even like, I don't know what, I can't remember who it came off, but someone passed it back and Odegaard got there first. And I was like, are you gonna be straight through on goal?
In the left centre back build up.
We'll get onto that. I just thought that we did just look better as the game went on, and I think in games moving forward, and for example, I think the international break did play a part into this. In terms of everybody's, I don't know, like cerebral connectivity. I don't know how that sounds, but like it was rusty all over.
Yeah, the intensity was a bit.
Yeah. It was.
But I think that game would have been very similar.
I think if we had played Luton first and then played City, or if we had played Luton and Brighton first and then played City this weekend, the goals would have been in this game. Like I think, I think that the half chances that some teams had, with the players having seen each other again for another week or so, played a couple of games, I just thought it felt very in this game like, oh yeah, these guys haven't played with each other. And that's why I think the out of ball stuff was great, because you could tell they was just drilling that. Like you're going to need to do this, you're going to need to do that. But Jesus being an inch off, which is typical Jesus. And Saka didn't look the same. Arteta said he didn't train. Like it doesn't happen if they have a game under their belts.
Even guys like Tomiyasu, Martinelli, when they came on, not sure they're fully fit, but to even just come away and have Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, potentially could have been more, potentially could have won the game."
Yeah, it's big.
To even be in that position and not just win the game, but fully merit winning. Like the last time we won at the Etihad, when Cazorla scores that penalty. That's a smash and grab, really. I remember watching that game. Right? City were on top of us. They were coming. It was like a real smash, like Jose at Anfield when Torres scored, right? We would have come away from this game had we won it and fully merited the win. Like fully said, we've got, in like previous Arsenal title winning teams in the past that have gone to Old Trafford and won before they on their route to the title. We would have spoken about, like, we would have fully merited that win. And the fact that we're even in that position, considering, and again, I'll reference the game 11 months ago, where we were then to where we are now, to come here, keep a clean sheet, No team's done that since I think it's like 2021.
Yeah.
It was a big stride for Arsenal. I was happy with the point. I said before the game I would have taken a point. And I thought we played better than and a couple of the players that we can get into now. Obviously, we're going to talk about the centre backs and whatnot. I did quickly want to talk about Martin Odegaard.
Yeah.
Because I think Martin Odegaard was very good yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I said as well.
I think he worked harder than anyone else on the pitch.
Yeah,
and they all maybe not Declan Rice, maybe not. To be fair, they all did their shit.
Yeah,
right? I thought Gabriel Jesus was very good. I know he missed the chances, but again, I've said this about Kai Havertz. Like you can't expect a point guard to just start dunking on a center.
Yeah,
like that's just not their game.
Yeah.
They're not one chance, one goal.
Yeah,
guys,
he
right?
won't be that guy ever for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
exactly. So guys just need to either if you think that that's make or break for you as an Arsenal fan with Gabriel Jesus, that's fine.
It's up to Arteta or the company or the club to sign on one chance, one
exactly,
because we know Arteta, you like you know he's not that killer.
Exactly. And even on that chance that he missed, I was saying to Michael, like, we always are like, oh, Gabriel Jesus has just missed it. He's a yard off. But sometimes you got to start asking why.
Always.
Why is he a yard off, right? All the time.
Yeah.
And it's because he just doesn't have the striker's movement. But he played as a winger yesterday. I thought he was very good. Helped Kiwior out a lot.
He's selfless, though. He's very selfless, man.
Kai Havertz running the channel. They all put a shift in. But Martin Odegaard, I think... I don't know the numbers, but he just looked like he ran.
No, I said I was really impressed with his performance. And I said it's tough for me, like a potential non-Arsenal fan to see it because when you think of Martin Odegaard, it's like you think of quality passes. Maybe he split a defense open, scored a goal, wherever it might be, and there wasn't any of that in this game. Even though he did put Trossard through, it was, as you say, just the off the ball stuff, like wanting to get to every second ball, making the right foul at the right time. I think he's really grown into the leading captain, leading by example, captain from the front type of thing. And
also when he's on the pitch, man, we're at corners late in the game and he's turning around looking at everyone like, come on guys.
Yeah. No, it's good.
But I was gonna make that point. I was like, because Martin Odegaard, like you say, often talk about him with the ball, what he does in possession, compare him to guys like Mesut Ozil.
Yeah, X, Y, and Z.
But in a stark contrast to Mesut Ozil, I'm now at a point where I've said this before. I know what Martin Odegaard's going to do in every home game.
Yeah.
So I don't even need to reference that. But I'm now at a point where every away game, I'm 100% confident. Like there's not any part of me that is doubting that Martin Odegaard's going to do what he needs to do off the ball. Right. But on the ball, I know he played that pass to Trossard, but there were more times in that game where I thought if he plays the killer pass that I know he can play, we get 3 or 4 maybe good opportunities to score, rather than the one time he does do it and it works. Whereas with like a guy like Mesut Ozil, I was 100% confident he would do what he needs to do on the ball, but off the ball, I was like,
this is my overall thought on the game is I think honestly that we would have benefited from defending 10 yards up the pitch. Yeah, if we got Odegaard more in situations where he had the ball at the edge of the area or in the final third, we would have seen more of that.
There were quite a few, though.
There were quite a few, but I don't think there was enough to see what we speak about, what we see week in, week out at home, that kind of stuff.
No, there wasn't. But, and again, this is like just showing how much I think of
exactly.
Odegaard,
I hear you.
that I want him to be the guy that when we go to the best team in Europe, away from home, to step up and be that. Because we said it on the preview that like, if someone's going to score from open play in this game and Martinelli's not starting, like, who is it? Like we said, the next best guy was Havertz.
Yeah,
and
a double ricochet thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Martin Odegaard can be this, and I want him to be this. But I want him to be that guy when there's a bit of quality lacking on the pitch, like he did away at Tottenham last year.
Yeah. Well, so I'm in an interesting space with Martin Odegaard because, as I say, I agree. Last season, I loved it when he was back in goals week in, week out, and he was becoming this person where it was like,
big goals,
I'm counting on you to come out with a GA type of thing. But now, after seeing the work he's doing off the ball, after seeing him even build up in like sort of phase 1, doing sort of the 6-8 thing at times, I'm happy that Martin Odegaard will be able to put in shifts home and away without even necessarily leaving the pitch with a goal and assist and still be an 8.
Yeah.
That's where I'm moving into the position where it's like, all right, you are affecting games a lot more than just scoring and assisting and even being that defense splitting guy.
Yeah.
Like, you are doing a lot of jobs on this pitch.
Bro, I 100% agree. But sometimes
you have to.
I need you to.
You have to.
That guy.
You have, and I would agree with you in the Champions League and some of these. As I said, these next 4 games in April, these next 4 games in May, whatever it's going to look like. I think, in particular, in some of these Champions League games, I think it's going to come down to him and his quality. But you speak about sort of the performances on the pitch, man. As you said, we have to go to the centre backs.
Yeah.
Like,
just quickly, I want to say this. Like, I think Martin Odegaard played well, but I'm just asking him to be the 1% of the 1%.
But he has that ability, so it's not an unfair ask. Yeah,
like that's why I'm like it's high expectations.
Yeah,
I expect.
As I said, I think his ceiling is probably the best out of all the people that we have. But as I said,
but I wouldn't expect it from him if I hadn't seen him do it. Right,
which is fair.
So there are times this season where I'm looking at him, I'm like, "Yo, be the guy to just decide this game."
Yeah.
Which again, away at the Etihad,
like, it's not easy.
I can sit here on the sofa and say, but obviously it's hard.
It's because he has moments of absolute true quality. Like the other goal he scored, even though it was versus Burnley or whatever, but he just opening minutes drills it bottom bins.
Yeah.
You can do that. We know you can do that.
Yeah.
You know.
But the centre backs.
But the centre backs, man, we spoke a lot about the centre back partnership on this podcast throughout this season.
Yeah.
And
that Rio tweet you sent me was good. One's world class. One's world class. Just enjoy them both.
It's true. Like, I just think that we're really, 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 really lucky to have these two, and I 100% agree that they are our ceiling for the season, and if they stay fit, with Rice included, Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, if they stay fit, man, that is where we will end up this season. Because there's a lot of shots that we're the best in the world, let alone in England.
Yeah, best centre back pairing. Yeah.
Which I think is massive, and today shows it, man. Because that quality of Man City is not easy to subdue. It's not easy to keep quiet, and it's not a gimmick. It's not like, one game Haaland was off. He played him 3 times this season.
Yep.
So it's not a gimmick. It's not finding him injured. It's not finding him a bad form. It's not finding him sort of when he's ill or whatever it is, man. Like, and
it's the way they complement each other as a partnership.
Yeah, they're top.
Again,
they're
proper
top.
Michael off air that we may never, or maybe never is a stretch, but it might take another 20 years for us Arsenal fans to see a centre back partnership this good. Like,
I said, I don't know about that.
The last one was maybe Sol Campbell and Toure.
Yeah, that's definitely all.
And that was 20 years ago.
I agree with you, but I think they're both so good that somebody else, it would be very rare to see two complement each other as much. But I think, like, for example, if Saliba stays 4 years and signs a new contract and Gabriel goes somewhere else or vice versa, the partner, like, they're both there.
It will still be very good.
I think it could,
but that's what.
Do you know what I akin it to?
This will be the best.
I akin it to, like, Real Madrid being like, Ramos and Pepe, it's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And then finding Varane.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, it might not be better than even Ramos and Pepe, but in terms of what you was able to do with the team once you put the second guy, the second guy in. Because Ramos ended up being so good.
But
Varane,
these two are just.
But I agree. I 100% agree that they're the best we've seen for the last 20 years. No
that's
doubt.
Be so
no
hard
doubt. But that's why I thought
to get better than that.
So it might not get better in terms of what it achieves, and obviously these guys still have a lot to achieve. But it might get better in terms of the other guy might have a different set of skills, and you're like, like, we can start doing this now as a team, and it just looks different.
But what set of skills is anyone gonna have that Gabriel and Saliba don't have?
Well, that's the thing, man. I can't.
Playing both. Gabriel played some nice passes yesterday.
I know
Saliba got man.
It's 100% true.
One out in wide areas.
But football, yeah. Obviously, that's the funny thing about football is you never know.
Yeah.
Somebody become available on the market. Somebody could rise through the academy.
Ben White could start doing John Stones type things.
Gabriel could go down. And touch wood that doesn't happen. And as you say, Tomiyasu could come in. Kiwior could come in finally as a left centre back and not even play left back.
Yeah.
And then we could find out that give you his left peg in that central position.
It won't be better though. That's my point. That's why I'll keep coming back.
No, it won't be better. I agree.
We can have good partnerships. If one of them's there, we will probably always have a good partnership.
Yeah.
But to have both of them playing how they're playing, and on Declan Rice as well. Again, like these games where there's a couple of moments where Declan Rice sweeps up. There's one moment where Rodri's coming through and Declan Rice just comes through and hits him with a slide. I stood up and applauded when that happened.
Yeah.
But I think this Arsenal team, and we said this when we did our top 10 signings and how Declan Rice is going to be judged based off what he wins kind of thing and his impact. But these kind of games don't look how they look from an Arsenal perspective without Declan Rice.
Yeah. No, look, 100%. We're a lot. Look, everybody talks about us being athletes and athletic and strong and physical, and he's a massive part of that, man. And as you say, that crunching tackle of Rodri on midfield, and it's not just that. It's even, we watched the final 10 minutes again just now. It's the like, there's a second ball, whoever, Partey, Jorginho, whoever grabs it, gets onto it, passes it to Declan Rice, who just bursts 5 yards, brushes past KDB, who doesn't have the physicality and the strength to bully him off the ball.
And then plans a clip pass.
Yeah, and we're out.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, just that alone relieves so much pressure in those moments when Declan Rice has the strength to just muscle past somebody and get rid of, or play another ball into Odegaard or wherever it is. And a lot of last year, when Partey was out and we're fumbling around with like El Nene and all these other guys, it's not the same, innit?
Yeah.
And he adds the athleticism and the quality on the ball.
Yeah.
Which is probably why
it's interesting you make the point about on the ball, because I think in those kind of games, when Arsenal are pegged back deeper than they need to be, and I think Arteta knows this as well, when Declan Rice is there, bro, that's just like, he's back at West Ham.
Yeah.
Shuffling.
Yeah.
We're keeping the teams out. It's like he's got Suchek next to him or whatever. Like that's
he knows this.
Memory.
Yeah, he knows this.
Rice. Like when we're sitting deep trying to hold on to a lead, I saw it at home against Man City. I saw it against Liverpool, and Declan Rice is just blocking those passing lanes.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where to be. Like that is just his bread and butter.
And again, and it all comes full circle when you complement that with Gabriel and Saliba behind him. It's super, super, super long, man. But I think to give final couple shout outs, man, it was great to see Thomas Partey back out there. And I think, we spoke about this. I think we've been seeing a lot more of Thomas Partey moving forward. Yeah. Like Thomas Partey has this undeniable ability to just consistently play penetrating passes. And that phase one build-up that like tacticos talk about, bro, I don't care what the stats say. Thomas Partey is in the top percentile of phase one build-up people. And he's rusty. He's going to give the ball away a couple of times. But when he has like games under his belt and there's a rhythm to his game and you can see him in that rhythm, he deletes that first phase of pit. He moves the ball so quickly through the lines. So quickly through the lines that we always create these tries. The trust our chance that...
Those Fulham and West Ham games, I messaged you after the game. I was like, if Partey had been 60% or fully fit for 60% of the season, who knows? But those two particular games, not so much the Newcastle and the Villa ones.
It's different.
Those two, if Thomas Partey had played in that, it would have been light work.
And the great thing about him is he makes it look so simple.
Yeah.
But he will have people closing in on him from all angles, and one touch straight to Odegaard. That
pass
straight to Tommy. Yeah.
He doesn't think twice.
Exactly.
Declan Rice gets it. He thinks, is the pass still on? He thinks about it. Thomas Partey is automatic. But yeah, it was good to see. But I think we should do the Man City side.
Yeah.
Finish your shout outs.
No, the last thing I was just going to say is Ben White as well, Benny Blanco. The last thing I was going to say is on Arsenal, it's really, really, really good to see that. And obviously we just shout out Partey, but we're getting Tomiyasu back, our best players at this stage of the season. And that, like, all season we haven't really seen our starting 11. Or what the fans would say is our starting 11, and we might just start to see that when it matters most. And that's really exciting.
Yep.
But on Man City's part, man, Pep, he's here.
But we know where we have to start. We know.
Go on then. Go on.
Because I've already referenced this, speaking about saying I might know 70 to 80% of what happens in the West Ham Newcastle game. Why Pep had Kovacic at left centre back and Ake holding midfield and Diaz at right back.
Yeah.
And Akanji moving into like a centre back position from right back and them switching. I could never ever
Understand it.
I could never ever, unless I sat down with Pep. And even then, if he tried to explain it to me, I'd be like, what? Like,
what does Ake say in training when Pep goes to him and says, all right, I need you to start taking the ball with your back to play in the number 6 position? And
against the second best team in the league.
He's like, you signed Rodri for 60 million to do that.
Akanji's been doing this all season. Kovacic is a midfield player. Why is he playing centre back? Akanji's moving to like, bro. It's not just the fact that Pep does this stuff, but he does it in
the biggest games when it matters the most.
Him and Rodri, they're saying, "Yo, we need to win this game if we want to be in the title race." And now Pep's going to Ake. Yeah, Arteta's coming with a box midfield. Havertz and Odegaard, I'm going to be on your case. I need you to play in midfield.
As I said, look, Arteta mentioned it at the end of the match where it's like, look, you have a game plan. You come in and you tell your players who to press and what are the triggers in the match. And then Pep does Pep things and he completely switches up the personnel. And you've told Havertz to stick onto Rodri. You've told Odegaard, all right, man, when Ake pushes wide, I need you to close in. And it's Kovacic there.
Yeah.
So what do I stick onto him or and because of the skill set,
the whole shape Arteta's prepared for like Akanji to come into midfield.
Exactly. And Kovacic is one of the more press resistant players in the league. The whole shape, like,
so smart from Pep.
Odegaard is going to press it.
Pep's like, Ortega,
yeah.
Because this guy is probably the most he can dribble. If someone does come man to man, he can dribble and create a separation.
So, what's Odegaard meant to do when the locomotion gets moving in Kovacic's legs?
He thought it'd be Diaz.
Yeah, exactly. He thought it's somebody who doesn't want the ball at his feet. So the brilliance of the man, it's as you say, and it's the willingness to do it in the games that matter the most. If they had lost today, what people would have said about them, what people would have said about his signings, what people would have said about everything, man. That braveness. And another thing that I was saying, Gary Neville not pointed it out, but echoed it. Even City, you can say that they had potentially a bad game yesterday or whatever, but the level of the club and the team, like them at their worst, can only keep a clean sheet at home, limit us to very few chances. We're still talking about half chances. It's not one-on-ones that guys missed in this match. It's like, could he have squared the ball past 2 or 3 players at full sprint to potentially win us the match? Like, that's the level with this team, and they're incredible. They at their very, very best, they're the best team in Europe, and potentially at their worst, they could be the 3rd best team in England, like with a point or 2 points in it. They're gonna be around. I agree with Theo Walker in the studio. Like, I don't see Man City winning every game. I know we always say that they're just gonna win every game from now to the end of the season. I don't think they will win every game from now to the end of the season, but they will be as consistent as us and as Liverpool.
Yeah,
I think it's literally, I think now, just like what is
Bernardo Silva the day we laugh out when he's like, what is this? 7 games?
Yeah. He's
like, I think it's 9.
He's like, that's great for us.
Better for us.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Bernardo Silva knows the longer the timeline, the more consistent they will be than everybody else, man.
But we'll do a bit of the title race talk and group in Liverpool with that. Before we get on to that, quickly, Erling Haaland, Roy Keane had some
choice words.
Yeah, major comments to say. Said his all-round game is that of a League 2 player.
Now, Roy, he overdid it. Because it wasn't a good game from Haaland yesterday, but he overdid it.
You know what Cam's talking about the Tim Sherwood thing.
Yeah.
Real journalism. Bro, Roy Keane, look, there's hyperbole involved there. Obviously, Haaland's all-round game it has to be on some level for him to play in the Man City team consistently at striker. But I get the point he's making. When Haaland isn't goal scoring, he isn't necessarily contributing a whole lot to the team the same way it's bad to watch
Harry Kane or every of these guys would. But at the same time, I think beating Haaland with that stick is I think it's not lazy, but it's poor, because he is one of the greatest goal scorers. Like, he makes up for it 10x on the other side with his goal scoring ability if you feed him the chances. You don't buy Haaland to link up the play between your 6 and your 8 and your 8 and your 10 or whatever it is.
Sometimes
you need that. Sometimes you need to.
do it.
Sometimes, of course, and he should get better. He should get better at it. And I'm not saying that. As I said, I think Roy was justified in the point he was making, but stretched it, saying he's a League Two player.
Yeah.
But I just think that when a guy scores 50 plus goals and all this kind of stuff in a season and a half,
you can't argue
that
with it.
that
You can't argue.
if Haaland has the service he scores, and that's what you should judge him on. If Haaland is missing chances, calm. If Haaland's not linking the play, like that's why you brought Kovacic and Bernardo Silva, and that's why you got all of these guys to do all of that kind of stuff. But when he's missing the one-on-ones and he's missing headers 6 yards out and he's missing penalties and he's missing that kind of stuff, I'll be here to kill him because that's what they brought you for.
But sometimes look, Bernardo, KDB, they might need my striker. I need a 1-2. I need some link up.
Hey, where's the phase build up? Where's the try? You must try and go your way up the pitch.
Where's Pep's plan?
Yeah, exactly. It's tough when Party gets on the pitch.
But look, I'm not here to kill Haaland, man. The guy bags goals. Best striker in the world, potentially. Everyone would have him in their team.
Yeah.
But Liverpool versus Brighton. Obviously, Liverpool played
good
before.
Danny.
Yeah, but everyone's saying advantage Liverpool in the title race.
Yeah, I'm saying that as well.
Theirs to lose. They're the favourites.
100%.
Surely Liverpool can't lose it from here.
It would be a tremendous fuck up with 9 games to go.
Yeah.
If Liverpool were.
But yeah, I mean, Liverpool fans would have wanted a draw in the Man City Arsenal game. They obviously got that. And look, on the game, quickly before we do a bit of the title talk. Shout out Danny Welbeck, good goal.
Yeah, tidy finish.
Shout out the Zerbi because Brighton play their ball and they play good ball. It's good to watch. They're a nice team to watch. But after Danny Welbeck scored, there was no part of me that thought Liverpool were not going to win that game.
Yeah.
It was when Salah scored. I messaged on the chat and said inevitable.
No, when Diaz, it's not even the fact that Liverpool scored.
They create
a million chances.
So many chances.
But as I said, it's not even when Diaz scored, it's not because he scored in the first half that I was like, oh yeah, Liverpool are going to win this match. When Salah has like an aimless header that ricochets off Veltman and goes straight into Diaz's path.
But Diaz still has to like hook it round.
I know it's Liverpool's day.
Yeah.
I know the sun is shining.
Anfield.
Yeah, exactly. The sun is shining on Anfield. 100%. Like Diaz makes a great one. Give him credit. The finish is crazy. Give him credit. But when like that kind of stuff happens at Anfield, it's over.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
It's over. It's over. And they, to be fair, the 2-1
Salah could have had
exactly 2-1 was kind of flattering.
And you knew he was gonna get his.
Yeah, 2-1 was kind of flattering to Liverpool because there were some chances that Salah had where it was just like he was just bearing down on goal.
Yeah,
and hit it straight at the keeper.
One where the keeper made a good save.
Yeah,
but
McAllister was balling. I've questioned him a lot this season. Actually, I've questioned him a lot this season, but he's really come into his stride now, and it's interesting because he does so much in that midfield work, like on the ball quality, like.
That pass to Salah.
Because Endo's a 6, but he's not even a 6. Like McAllister does almost the 6-8 job. And Endo is just a ball winner.
He does the ball progression of a 6.
Of a 6.
Yeah.
He does the ball.
And the 8.
Exactly. He does the ball progression of a 6 and the 8.
Well, and the 10.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He does so much on the ball stuff in that midfield.
Yeah.
And then Endo is ball winner, but Endo's not bad on the ball. Like he can play sort of a little tidy pass into McAllister. And then Slobber's like, yo, just
can play forward.
Yeah, just run around and
give a press.
Yeah, look at the camera.
The gas on Slobber's like crazy. But look, in terms of the title, I will still sit here and say I don't think Liverpool are going to win the league.
Yeah, I'm less confident than you on that. I've said that as well.
I've said it all season. I haven't moved away from that. I still don't think Liverpool are going to win the league.
I shit on Liverpool.
Liverpool have to play 3 away games. They have to play Fulham, Everton, and West Ham. If after those 3 away games, Liverpool are fully there or thereabouts, I will start to think, it might be. But even the Brighton game, I know they won. I know they created so many chances, but at 1-1, the longer it goes on at 1-1.
Yeah, even at 2-1.
And I said they would win every home game they've got left this season. but Anfield gets more and more nervous.
Yeah,
they get more and more desperate.
Even at 2-1, I was saying like this is worth watching because draws, as I said to you off air, draws will kill you at this stage in the season. Like it's not that Liverpool have the capability to win every game this season, but if you're only winning by one goal margins, and they're coming down to those last 5 minutes, man, it takes a referee to point to the spot. It takes a Muniz bicycle kick in the back of the net to completely derail your momentum and your. But I'm less confident. I look. I've always said that I think Arsenal are going to finish above Liverpool this season, but I'm less confident than you are that they won't win the league because we've been writing them off for 30 match weeks now. And now they're 2 points up with 9 games to go.
It's not me writing them off.
Like, but okay, people have been waiting for Liverpool to fall.
Like
off
I've said all season, I don't think Arsenal will win the league.
Like Liverpool's day spent on top of the Premier League this season. I know that meter they had going for us last year is there for them this year, and I'll be there to rub it in their faces if they do fall off top spot. But it is crazy.
No, look, Liverpool completely deserve to be where they be. If they win the league, I will not say they don't.
It'll be the most like
any year any team wins the league, you can't say they didn't deserve to win the league because.
But this would probably be one of the more impressive.
I'm just saying, I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. But I also think that I've been saying for so long, I've been waiting for so long for them to fall off, and they're still up there and they're still scoring chances.
That midfield is good enough to win a Premier League.
It shouldn't be.
Exactly.
It should. They have one person.
And
who's
that's
good on the ball.
all I have to hold on to. I said this, bro. If they win the league, I will question everything I know about.
Alisson's gonna come back, and Trent's gonna come back.
No midfielders to come back. That is their strong. Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai is their strongest midfield.
Yeah, that will play to the end of the season. And look, as I agree with you though that those away games are going to be tricky. The Anfield games are wins, but the away games is where they will drop points, and draws will kill them. And if they get 2 draws in those 3 away games, you're at the title race.
That could be it.
Yeah,
that could genuinely be it.
You're at the title race. But
going to London Stadium, Paqueta, Kudus, Bowen.
Please don't tempt me.
Going to Everton and a derby where they're desperate to stop you winning the league.
But I give a lot of respect for Liverpool for still being where they are at this stage.
As well, you know.
Yeah, I know. I give a lot of respect to Liverpool though for being where they are at this stage of the season because I definitely did not think it going into the season. I didn't think it I didn't deserve it. I didn't think it halfway through the season. I didn't think it when they had all of those injuries. Like Klopp has found these Conor Bradley guys and got them to play football.
Yeah,
you know. Even this stretch, I'm happy. This Danny Dan stretch, whatever that guy's name is oh god, I'm happy it's over. But even the fact that he was able to just use those for 2 or 3 games to win, get through, and move on to the next round, But
I mean, a big one before all those fixtures we've mentioned is Man United next week.
Yeah,
if they go and win at Old Trafford, they could. Then shit really starts to get real.
Agreed. But in terms of the title race and everything, I really don't think anybody can call it.
Yeah,
like I think you have your biases, you have your opinions, you have this and that, but there is no. It's all just gut feelings and sort of hoodoo and superstitions and this kind of stuff. Like, there's no one can call where this is going to go. Yeah. Like, there's 3 points separating the top 3 with 9 games to go. Even the fixture list, but we can overanalyze the fixture list of what is tougher games. We know it's a Premier League.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Sheffield
so many teams are fine.
I think Liverpool are going to beat Sheffield this weekend. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, but at the same time, at this stage of the season,
it might not be easy.
yeah. It's at this stage of the season when Sheffield know what they need to do to get to.
They just scored 3 goals.
They know what they need to do. It's going to be, and it can be really, really every game now. The quality goes up tenfold because the pressure goes up tenfold. Yeah. So it's like, all the teams that you think are piss start to really start. They know, man, I have 9 games to get points on the board to stay in this league.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be easy, man. So
and what I will say about Arsenal's run-in is this is the hardest game in my opinion out of the way.
Yeah.
So now we got the other 9 that you look at. And to be fair, all 3 teams are going to be looking at those 9 games and saying 27 points.
Yeah, it's what's needed.
And that's just the level. That's what all 3 teams are
the thing is, the funny thing is, I don't think any team is going to win every game from now to the end of the season.
But that's what they're going to be.
But that's what they're going to be saying.
Arteta, Pep, Klopp, they're all going to be saying we need to go 27 from 27.
Yeah, agreed. But no, but yeah, whoever gets close is they should say that to each other. I agree.
Yeah.
But as a fan's perspective, we know.
And it might not need to be 27 points, but it might need to be 25.
Yeah, exactly. There's a hard cutoff.
Yeah.
There's a hard cutoff somewhere.
Because if you start dropping below 25, that means you lost a game.
Yeah.
We already said draws are like losses.
Yeah.
The one loss could be like two losses. Look, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be
interesting. And each week, pressure is going to ramp up. Champions League, European football is going to come into play. So stick around. If you are watching, subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, follow us there. We've been posting every week. We're going to keep it going until the end of the season. And look, I know we said that I changed the format of the show to title race top four, but you could argue this team's in the top four, but they gave me a lot of enjoyment on the weekend. Potentially more enjoyment than the Arsenal Man City game. Eric Ten Hag's Man United very quickly becoming one of my favorite teams to watch. Went to Brentford, and look, I told you, Michael. I believe I told you exactly how this game was going to go. Well, after the podcast last week when you were leaving, I said, look, Brentford, they know they need to step up now. They know they need to start getting points on the board. And I knew Man United were going to get absolutely demolished. And look, Man United, they got 31 shots on them. A bit like when Arsenal under Emery went to Watford. Like, it was just kamikaze. It just kept coming. But at the end, Mount steps up, gets his first goal for Man United. And you think, and literally in that moment, it made me think back to the conversation me and you had about Man United and Chelsea and Poch and how badly he's doing.
Yeah.
And how, like, the squads or the quality of the players, is it that different? No Chelsea player other than Cole Palmer is stepping up with that goal. And Mason Mount's come off the bench to score his first goal for Man United in the 97th minute away from home.
No, I still don't think we'll come on to Poch. I still don't think that the quality in terms of the squads is that different between Man United and Chelsea.
I think it is.
I actually,
we'll make that point when we get to Chelsea.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mount scores. Man United fans can't believe it. They've won. They're fully in the top four race. Pressure on Tottenham. One ball over the top. Lissandro can't deal with it. Tony absolutely bullies him. And Aya,
who we've shat on,
who we literally described as shit.
Yeah.
Buries it past you, and you can't even hang on at that point. That probably made it worse for some Man United fans than just losing the game.
The manner, you would rather have a 0-0. The manner of...
Or just Tony scores one of his chances.
Yeah, the manner of, as you say, going 1-0 up in the 96th minute, Mason Mount scoring his first goal. Has he arrived? Has he come here to save our season? Top four, charge it on. Let's put some pressure on. Let's have something to...
We need to hold on for 2 minutes.
Let's have something to fight for the end of the season. Yeah. And Brentford are woeful at home, man. Brentford have been so shocking at home this season compared to how they regularly are. When you score it that late in a game, that should be it, man.
Yeah.
The fact is, and credit to Brentford, but the fact is that Brentford's spirit wasn't even killed when that Mason Mount goal went in. Lets you know how sort of the game panned out. Like Brentford knew they could create a chance.
And how teams see Man United.
Yeah, if there's 2 minutes left, that's more than enough. At basketball, there's like too much time.
This Man United team will give us a chance.
Yeah, literally. And the damning thing about Man United is the manner of it all. As I said, like, man, the game, as you say, the chances, the 85 touches in the box from Brentford players, the amount of times that they hit the post. Yeah, the amount of times that they hit the post. Buemo came on and instantly looked better than
just cook sesh.
Looked better than 95% of Man United's players. I think Ten Hag...
I think the most damning thing, and I agree with what you just said there, but I think the most damning thing is that it was predictable. That's the worst thing.
But you know what I said, though?
When you're a bad team.
You predicted the Brentford game. You did. But didn't I say after the Liverpool win, Man United will pretty much lose their next match?
Yeah, they could. We said they could go and lose it. It's unsustainable.
Yeah, they have the highest highs. And I'm just happy that the individual quality didn't bail them out, because even in a lot of their wins this season, they've looked exactly like that game versus Brentford. But the quality was...
this wasn't just about an unsustainable way of playing. This is just, and I shat on Chelsea for this kind of thing when they went to Anfield, but obviously there's a bit of a tax there because it is Anfield. But I relate this to the Arsenal team I saw in Wenger's last year when they go away from home, and you just know as soon as the going gets tough, they're gonna fold.
They're gonna crumble.
They're gonna bottle it. Exactly.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that thing going around with all the goals that Man United concede from cutbacks and balls that come to the edge of the box? If we know that as not casual football fans, but as football fans, and you could be a casual football fan on Twitter and see that. How are you not coaching for that? Or maybe you not even maybe Ten Hag you say, but how is McTominay or Casemiro or Bruno or whoever just saying like, all right, man, I'm gonna be the one who makes sure that we don't concede another cutback like that.
Yeah.
Like stand on the penalty spot at all times in these kind of situations and clear it, get rid, be vocal, like take some ownership I saw a lot of fans, I think they were saying it on FCM, it was like Man United's ability to lose the ball from a goal kick or from any of their sort of build-up situations, concede a chance and just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And like no one's really...
I saw someone say Brentford had like 6 corners in a row and then the ball coming to Lindelof and he's just launching it back out to Brentford and he's just looking around and they're running up and they're like, okay, let's go again. Let's go again. And that's the thing, man. Those Man United players out on the pitch, and again, I've said this on the pod before, it's not great coming at professional Premier League footballers for their attitude and are they putting in 100% on the pitch, because you like to think that they are, right? Like
I think I genuinely you do think they are though. That's the thing.
But it really doesn't look like it. When I see McTominay, I'm looking at, you're an athlete. I saw the way you were in that Liverpool game, up and down. You're not at Rashford. We know about Rashford, but Bruno's not running. We know Kobbie Mainoo's doing his best, but Kobbie Mainoo's not an athlete, right? We know.
I think it's coaching. I want to blame the players, and the players, there is a lot of players that just aren't of the quality and of the standard, 100%. But I think now when a team is inconsistent like that, you can get consistency in performance and inconsistency in results. But when Man United have that inconsistency in performance, like I think it is just coaching. Like there isn't enough either clarity over whose job is what, or Ten Hag says one thing to them behind the scenes and one thing to the Premier League cameras and that kind of stuff. Like it does seem as if not everybody knows their job.
On Ten Hag, afterwards in his presser, came out and said,
mad one.
We've seen City struggle here.
He's not a mad one.
And Man United fans are really unhappy with that.
He's one of the most uninspiring managers.
Because they're like, bro, did you not just watch the same fucking game that we watched where we got absolutely demolished?
But what do you say, to be fair? Like, okay, well, we know
Be honest, bro.
We know what other managers would say. We've
seen those early Arteta.
Yeah.
Come out and say, yo, we today were nowhere.
But you know what? I think Rangnick tried that.
I was literally about to make this point. I think Ten Hag is smart enough to know.
They hounded our Rangnick.
Look at what Jadon Sancho did. I came for Jadon Sancho in a press conference and he refused to play for me.
You can't be honest.
I come for this squad now and tell the world what I really think happened in this game. He's already on the thinnest ice. If he comes
and he knows that new change in ownership.
Drown himself.
But and as I said, look, they killed Rangnick for coming out and being honest, and they were trying to say that Rangnick was killing people like Martial's careers, and these were the same players that had no ambition back then to put in sort of half of a season of any sort of consistency, bro. But I do think that when you play that badly, and you can't come out and be honest because it will only put you into more shit, what can you say other than just like, oh yeah, well, they gave such and such a tough game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't that, But I would hate that as a Man United fan, as an Arsenal fan. If that was my manager saying that, I'd hound them out,
because that's what you would say as a fan.
Yeah.
That's what Man United, when Flex said when he goes on DR tomorrow, that's what he'll say, because he's going to be getting smoke from everyone. So he'll say, "Look, Man City went there.
It's a tough place. It's not easy for everybody."
That's what we would say.
Yeah. No, look, I agree.
You're the manager of Manchester United, and you've just gone to Brentford, and you're saying, "Oh, Brentford, it's a tough place to come."
Do you think Ineos keep him around? And do you think Ineos also have the balls to cut 6, 7, 8, 9 players that fans say need to be cut?
I think it's going to depend on this season.
But do you really think they can achieve anything?
If he wins a trophy,
wow,
which I don't think they will, but if he wins a trophy, I think they might keep him.
Wow.
and kind of let him. But
One or the other has to be done. Like either he has to, well,
you
probably
can't give
both.
Ten Hag more money. That's one thing.
But you can't give him the same players and go again next season.
Yeah, so Dan Ashworth, if he's coming in, whenever he's coming in or whatever, let him pick the players and then just let Ten Hag try and coach them. Ten Hag's fingerprints can't be near anywhere. It can't be anywhere near any of these players.
I know Ten Hag is just subpar coach for the Man United job. Well, I can't tell. Let me phrase the question this way: I can't tell whether Ten Hag is a subpar coach in terms of like the quote unquote elites, and not even elites in terms of Pep and Klopp, but elites is in terms of like Arteta and these new managers of the new school, new era. Yeah, De Zerbi, these kind of guys.
Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, if he's with those names, or if it's just a bad fit between him and United, and there's so much bullshit behind the scenes, and there's so much like I'm at that stage now where it's like, how much of this now is him, and how much of this, because I think they're the worst coached team. And it's funny, I have both opinions. I think they're like the worst coached team in the league, but I also don't know how much of it is Ten Hag is giving these players the coaching materials and the rigid form and the rigid structure. And as you say, they're just not week in, week out doing it. Or is it just like, players are not understanding the message, or he isn't giving a clear enough message, or whatever it is, like, because he did have a semi good reputation at Ajax, and he did achieve as a coach, and he did achieve a lot of things.
I think the issue for Ten Hag, and I said this about Arteta after yesterday, was Arteta was there with Pep, like literally on the same level tactically in that game. Not across their careers, not into before people come for me and say you said this about not in their careers, not in terms of what they won in that 90 minutes yesterday in that football game. They were on par tactically, and Mikel Arteta showed he could live there, same as he showed with Jurgen Klopp. When I see Erik Ten Hag, and he beat Liverpool last year playing a counter-attacking way, he also went and lost 7-0 at Anfield. Which even when Arsenal were shit,
because my thing is he also won a trophy with this United team though. Last year,
but against Eddie Howe, the guys he had to play. I'm just looking at. We're talking about Ten Hag tactically as a coach. Can he live with the top guys? His experience he went to Man City last year. I know he beat them again at home in a counter-attacking way. Away from home, they conceded 6. 2 trips to the Emirates, he conceded.
I think what doesn't help him is I
don't think he's showing both games this season against Man City. They got bossed. Completely, just tactically schooled.
But he does have he has the win against Liverpool last year when they were fighting.
And the issue is this season he's tried to not play counter-attacking football and tried to play his style of play.
Yeah, as I said, I'm at this stage now where I actually don't know what the issue is. There's so much going on. There's so much inconsistency. I agree that he is a bad coach currently at Manchester United, but is this him? Or is this just the circumstance that he finds himself in at Man United? If he had Chelsea and Poch had Man United, would Ten Hag with those young players be able to get a style of football together that would be exciting?
No.
And
no way, because he's not a better coach than Poch.
But Poch is stinking it up.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But the one thing I will say about Man United is it would not surprise me in the slightest if they go to Stamford Bridge on Thursday and win.
Yeah, because as you said, we're going to get into Poch, but
that's just Man United seem to win games they shouldn't win.
That game ends as a draw again.
Yeah, probably. But look, we'll move it on. Top 4 stuff. Quickly, Villa beat Wolves. 2-0 win. Not the best of games to watch. Wolves didn't really have
good result for Villa in terms of just always keeping up the
just picking up the 3 points. And obviously they got to go to the Etihad on Wednesday, so that's going to be a tough game. But without Cunha, tough.
Fair play to Villa, because at the start of the season, Villa fans were saying that they could have top 4 shots, and I was kind of like,
I did not think they'd be.
But
here.
30 weeks in,
you're there, man. You're in it. You're in it. For what is it? 3 points clear. Tottenham have a game in hand or something. Diaby, good goal.
Yeah, great goal.
Konza with a little chip. That, and man, clean sheet. Villa doing what they're doing. And dealing with a couple of injuries. Obviously, Watkins went off at half time, but I'm a John Duran fan. He's a guy that I'm like, when this guy's playing, I might tune in. Conference League games or whenever he gets his minutes.
Don't kill
I'm
me.
there, man.
Don't kill
I'm
me.
there, man. He could be the guy that Arsenal are missing. Give him a couple years for experience in the Prem.
Don't kill me.
But yeah, like you say, good for Villa to win, and obviously Tottenham,
Yeah.
fighting back late against Luton.
Yeah. Why'd you say it like that?
That's what happened, man.
I'm happy in a way, not that Tottenham won, but I was gonna captain Son going into the weekend because I looked at that, I was like, Luton at home. Oh, it looks tasty. He should be involved in all the goals.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but then again, this is Tottenham. And
exactly.
they make the easiest games look the hardest games in the world.
Pedro Porro has been one of the worst signings in life. And look, Tottenham fully deserve to win that game.
When
the amount of chances
and
they
as
had.
I said, what I will say, sorry, about Saturday. Saturday was the best feeling when Barkley comes back, and obviously we're going to get into the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
Like when that kicks off at 12:30. And you have a thriller like that, and then you check.
I said in the chat, I was like, "Yo, Prem ball is special."
And you check 3:00 kickoffs, and Tottenham are 1-0 down.
Yeah,
and and I'm like, oh,
I watched the Chelsea one.
I was like, so fair play to Luton. As I said, Luton, man, I really like Luton because Burnley and Sheffield are fighting now, but unlike Burnley and Sheffield have been for the last couple of weeks, they've been fighting. Luton started when we played them in that 4-3 game. That's when I was like, all right, Luton are fighting for points.
Yeah. The Liverpool game.
Like Luton have been fighting for points, and you can beat them, but it's not going to be easy, and they're not going to just.
And that was them away from home.
Yeah, they're not just going to roll over and give you the points, and I really like that about them. They make it worth your while in the Premier League.
But yeah, Tottenham had a lot of chances. They
deserve the win.
But their defensive record, I mentioned there. About
they don't keep clean sheets.
They haven't kept a clean sheet since October.
I don't even think he's at home. I think it could be in the Prem.
They kept that one against Villa.
Oh yeah,
McGinn decided to go and get sent off.
No, did they keep a clean sheet in that game?
It was 4-0.
Okay,
it was 4-0 in that game. But yeah, man, that and look again, man. The one thing you don't want when you're in a race for anything, title, top 4, relegation, is that thing of we're gonna have to score 2.
Yeah.
Like I know we're gonna concede.
I remember that phase clearly.
Yeah, in any race for anything,
I remember that phase clearly.
You don't want that, especially with the fixtures that Tottenham have.
Yeah, top 3 have to come around.
But yeah, they came back. Son got his goal. Obviously, Luton have a lot of injuries, and they make a trip to the Emirates this week, which could be an interesting game. But the game that I want to talk about, we briefly mentioned it there, Newcastle versus West Ham.
Top football match.
Premier League football.
Top football match.
What an advert. What a way to come back. Probably one of the games of the season. Really enjoyed watching that. And yeah, obviously Newcastle took the lead. Isak Penn.
Yeah.
And then West Ham start coming back into it. Antonio Bags. Newcastle getting mad injuries.
Yeah, that was a very weird phase.
And everything. There was loads. Areola went off at half time.
Yeah.
Kudus gets his goal. Paquetá, by the way.
Baller. Save him. Somebody save him.
Special player. Kudus picking up his.
Somebody please.
Go on it. Bowen's goal I thought was really good.
I want to say on West Ham, I know they lost, but those players that we've mentioned, Paquetá, Kudus, Bowen, I think are actually sort of like
all 3 of them
are super top quality.
Yeah.
Like super. Like West Ham was super lucky to get all of those at the same time. Like normally a club like that has one of those players that you might want and take in your team.
I think all 3 of them could play at a top 6 club.
Yeah, legit. Like they are
crazy. That's like West Ham's front 3.
This is like when you know how it's like, countries have a generational sort of team or generational like squad or talent. Like this is a bit of that in terms of West Ham's midfield. Like I don't think you guys will see. And I know you've had Payet and I know you've had all these guys, but Payet was playing with what's this guy's name? He was playing with Scrubs. Payet.
Yeah, Bums.
Yeah.
Bums.
What's this guy's? There was like a Colombian midfielder and he scored a screamer versus Chelsea. I can't believe I'm blanking on him. But even Kouyaté and those guys who Payet was in there with, like
Obiang.
Yeah, that's exactly what Pedro. Yeah. Like that's who you had to sort of partner.
He was against Tottenham.
He
wrapped one off the crossbar. Yeah.
But then again, on the flip side to that, that is not a game that West Ham should have lost. Like, and I know Newcastle put it on them, and Newcastle deserve credit. But for you to be 3-1 up, even to concede the penalty.
Bro, there was a period when they were 3-1 up and West Ham were just passing the ball. And the West Ham away fans up at St. James's.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. The game was not in Newcastle's favour at all. Momentum wasn't in their favour at all. The penalty came out of nowhere. I still don't like that penalty call, but it is a penalty.
My dad said the same thing, but it is a penalty.
It is a penalty, but I don't like those penalty calls.
Like Phillips needs to be more aware.
Yeah, he does. And Phillips doesn't actually get the ball
in the game. It's the same way he won the first one.
Yeah,
with Sofal. Anthony Gordon again, by the way.
Balling.
What a threat that guy is.
Yeah, he's balling.
Every time he gets the ball, step over. It's automatic.
He's balling.
1v1 guy obviously picked up 3 assists and then got sent off. He was in my team. So I had the 3 assists. I was 12-pointer from Anthony Gordon. And then he got sent off and he got dropped down. But Harvey Barnes comes on.
Yeah.
At 3-1.
Changed the game.
No, 3-2. 3-2.
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes comes on. And immediately, great pass from Isak.
Yeah.
Brilliant pass. Slip through. Harvey Barnes through the keeper's legs. 3-3. And then that 4th goal. I told you we would see Elise's goal again.
That's not Elise's goal.
We've just seen it.
That's not Elise's goal.
Buried.
That's not Elise. That's nowhere near Elise. I think
are you really going to shit on Harvey Barnes right now?
Harvey Barnes scored a great goal. Great goal.
Outrageous.
But nowhere near the level of Elise's
Wrapped
goal.
It bottom bins.
Because he's not even a beat. Elise's goal, you have to include beating a man for pace from the halfway line on a 1v1 thing, dragging him into your box, and then burying it. But what I will say about Harvey Barnes is I've always rated Harvey Barnes. And I thought he was.
I had him in my top 10 wingers list.
If he wasn't injured, he would have been in mine.
I was the only one.
If he wasn't injured, he would have been in mine.
Might have to give myself an MVP for that.
Harvey, he's one of those guys that is actually he's kind of like Prem Heritage.
Oh, Harvey, yeah, exactly. Barclays.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of like because he's never played
in the stars.
He's never played for a top club in terms of like top 6 or whatever like that. But he's one of those wingers who you think can always give a top defender a tough time.
Yeah. So, not only that, but Harvey, like Anthony Gordon, and obviously Anthony Gordon's been putting up numbers this season, but Anthony Gordon, I look at and like he can give a defender a tough time. Pedro, so he can give a defender. But Harvey Barnes is a goal scoring winger.
Yeah, he's a threat. Even like, in relegation, Leicester get 10 goals.
10, 12, something like that. Bro,
relegation.
Harvey Barnes scores goals, and for a winger, that's so vital. I don't know what his record is this year, but it's got to be like 7 and 8 or something.
Yeah. But again, on West Ham, then they should not like conceding the penalty is one thing. I thought David Moyes' team is going to shut up shop. Yeah, maybe even concede the 3rd goal, but to come out with nothing after being 3-1 up, I just like it's so poor.
Yeah,
it's so poor. But one thing I also want to say is, Harvey Barnes' goal was quality. Both goals were quality. I think Bowen's goal was quality as well because he's a left footer and the confidence
from just inside
exactly.
The half. Yeah.
He slowed himself down. He's focused on the finish and he's buried it. So I think that's very cold for a guy who's naturally a left footer to dispatch like that. But yeah, the last thing I say again, save Paqueta.
Yeah, somebody
come in and save him. He has way too much quality to be doing that much running around and shuffling and shuffling.
The pass he plays for Antonio's goal.
Yeah. He's shuffling into spaces, shuffling in defensive shapes when he's he's an 8 demon in that pitch, man.
It's funny though, when I was watching that game, St. James's Park is very similar to Anfield.
Yeah.
For me, in a way. Yeah. Like I knew, at 3-1, if Newcastle score, they will probably win this game.
Yeah.
Right. If they make it 3-2, the way the stadium's going to be, the way the fans are going to be, they'll probably... And at 3-3, I instantly said Newcastle win this game.
Yeah.
Because...
And I said West Ham, actually, I think.
Yeah. And you know, they talk about... Rob Holding's spoken about it, Rio, Gary, whoever. They talk about being at Anfield and kind of... You feel like the ball's just being sucked into the net, right? You get that. Like if Arsenal were there and Arsenal were 3-1 up and they scored to make it 3-2, I'd be on edge, even with our defense.
Yeah,
because it's just one of those games. So I knew when this happened, bro. All of a sudden, Isak's playing De Bruyne passes.
Isak is a top player. I said he's my number 1 target for that position.
He was
Arsenal.
The second best striker on the pitch that day. But Chelsea versus Burnley, because Chelsea need their time. And look, man, Pochettino might be finished at Chelsea. he genuinely might be finished at Chelsea. Me personally, even if I was a Chelsea fan, I would give Poch
Another
the
season.
start of next season.
No,
right?
no,
Because
no.
Arteta was bad.
Arteta, I don't think was ever.
Poch could finish 8th.
Chelsea should have lost that
win
game.
a trophy.
Chelsea should have lost that game.
To Arteta.
Chelsea should have lost to 10 men Burnley.
But
without Vincent Kompany at home.
Bro,
it was never that bad.
Those Chelsea players, yeah, you think they're similar quality to Man United?
Yeah.
If they are similar quality to those Man United players, those Chelsea players don't need. They could not have a manager for the week leading up to that Burnley game and go and win that game at home against 10 men.
But you see how Chelsea defend set pieces?
They don't need a manager. Bro, Petrovic is trying to... Pochettino
have you seen how Chelsea, blamed for that, have you seen how Chelsea defend set pieces?
Petrovic is just trying to catch balls that he should never be catching.
They were blessed with a penalty as well.
But look, if Pochettino gets sacked, he can have no complaints. I'm not sitting here defending. I'm just saying that. And I know Chelsea fans are so anti the process and win now, and that's just their mentality and whatever, right? So they're not going to accept it. But for me, I still think it will be a bit difficult for Chelsea to get a better coach than Pochettino. I still think he could potentially
bring Tuchiliban back. At least
he's doing well.
At least with Tuchel, as you say, there's a base layer of like 8th or 6th.
Bro, these Chelsea players are seriously the way they talk about Gallagher.
But like for example, like is Gallagher actually worse than McTominay? Like McTominay has more goals. McTominay has more goals, but as an overall footballer, like
McTominay's a match winner,
no doubt. That you can't take away from him. But his other than match winning,
Gallagher scored 1 goal this season.
But other than match winning, I think Gallagher does more for football for both teams. Like Gallagher will mark the guy at the edge of the spot. McTominay
in that Liverpool game.
McTominay week in, week out, whoa. And Enzo, like Casemiro's been shoddy this season. Enzo's been shoddy this season. But quality wise, is Enzo that much worse than Casemiro?
Yeah, probably.
That much. Like
bro, Enzo,
10 points
Enzo's
worth.
Playing against 10-man Burnley. Your boy Caicedo's playing against 10-man Burnley. And this is what they're doing. This is what they're serving up.
That's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily understand.
Sterling's coming on and missing more sitters.
Yeah, but like, how good has Rashford been this
Jackson's
season?
Missing three.
Who's been worse this season between Sterling and Rashford?
Bro, Man United don't even get clear-cut chances.
Who's been worse this season between Sterling and Rashford?
Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think?
Rashford's had moments.
I think Sterling's had moments.
He did all right against Walker twice.
The thing about Sterling is, Sterling will stink it up and leave with the game with a goal or an assist. Like, he got an assist and he stunk it up yesterday.
That's Rashford's whole bag.
Yeah, that is Rashford's whole bag, but Rashford has been...
That's exactly what
Rashford was getting... Sterling's fighting for penalties, missing them. Rashford's getting charity penalties. And
did you see the goal Rashford scored in the derby?
Yeah, Sterling's whacked in free kicks this season.
In games they lost 4-1.
I'm just saying that they have the same amount they have the similar amount of upside and the same amount of downside, and there's about 10 points or 12 points between them in the table for no reason. They're as shit as each other.
Yeah, but again, bro.
But why is Chelsea that much worse? I don't know. That's Poch. Yeah, but
he's one of the worst centre backs in the league.
Varane turns up, clocks in 45 minutes, and says,
"No, we're not comparing Zazi yet."
But I'm not saying in terms of ability. When's the
only Man United centre back?
At least Zazi has played 7, 8, 9 games in a row. Varane turns up, plays 45 minutes, 60 minutes, and says, "I'm done. I don't want to see you for 3 weeks." And then Evans is in, and then
Zazi's played 7, 8, 9 games. That's the problem. He's had to play 7 or 8, 9 games in a row.
But that's the thing.
Only Man United centre back you can compare Zazi to is Johnny Evans.
Is Zazi better or worse than Johnny Evans and Maguire?
No, he's on par with Johnny Evans
and Maguire.
Maguire's better than him.
Oh, I don't know.
Maguire's 100% better than him.
I don't know.
Bro,
you feel me?
The Zazi is like...
So I don't get why Chelsea are that much worse. Jackson has more goals than Højlund, and they're like 10 points off of him. Cole Palmer has been a revelation. He's way better than Bruno Fernandes.
Look, we shout on Chelsea quite a bit here. Yeah, Cole Palmer is the one guy that we can give props to.
Yeah, he's balling.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Maya always say that he's doing what Hazard did in his last season with Sarri. when he got like 15 and 16. Cole Palmer, the carry job that guy is doing right now. And that's why, bro, maybe Tim Sherwood was onto something, man. Maybe you just need to get some half decent guys around Cole Palmer. And you know, and we've said that we rate Cole Palmer for leaving Man City, obviously. To Phil Foden that. But I also think just seeing Cole Palmer give some interviews this season and the kind of person that he is, I also think Cole Palmer looked at it and thought, I will never be able to play football the way I want to play it at
Man City.
Because if Pep sees me as a right winger, I'm going to be hugging that touch,
doubling up, running back, marking Martinelli
back inside. I've been watching Grealish put me to sleep for 2 years, and
he saw what happened.
And I'm probably never gonna play as a number 10.
You couldn't tell me Cole Palmer wasn't at the time. As I was even saying this with my friends 2 years ago. Everybody was fighting for Grealish to get into England squad.
Aston Villa Grealish.
Yeah, people was. It was almost to the level of like, we'll boycott England.
He's England's best player.
We'll boycott England if Grealish's style of football isn't seen at international level. Yeah. And now it's like, man, okay,
but he's a completely different player.
Yeah, agreed. And I think Cole Palmer would have seen. You couldn't tell me Cole Palmer wasn't watching comps of that Aston Villa Grealish 100%. And saying, I want to be this guy. 100%. Sees him come to Man City, and he's like, oh no,
he's kind of killed.
Yeah.
Even guys like Riyad Mahrez, a lefty.
Yeah,
like Riyad Mahrez's influence in the game, like it's just hug the touchline. You get it every 5 minutes.
Yeah, one-on-one
where you have a chance to go. And Cole Palmer's probably thought, do I really want to wait around? And when I get into the team,
do I want to play that style?
Like this? And he's backed himself. He's backed his ability, and he's gone to Chelsea. And bro, Poch said this: when the team don't know what to do, they just give the ball to Cole Palmer. That's the manager saying that.
It's true. Yeah, it's 100% true. He deserves all the applause he gets. He should 100% go to the Euros. I think there is there is always going to be a need for people with that sort of mentality and quality on the pitch. And man, he's not missed a penalty.
Yeah,
he scored a lot of them. It's to the point where it's like at first it's cool, and now I'm starting to get annoyed about how many penalties he's getting. But he buries them.
Yeah,
and the Panenka this time is cheeky.
And the second goal.
Yeah. But I say it again, Chelsea should have lost that game.
Yeah, they could have
lost. Burnley, shout out to Burnley because
massive credit to Burnley.
We've shouted Burnley as well a lot this season, but we said last week signs of life, and this week even more signs of life. Like it's not a red card, penalty, whatever, 50-50. I think it's a shambles of a decision to give as a penalty.
That was such an unjust sending off. It's never a penalty.
It's never a penalty, but if you want to be super soft about it, whatever. But the red card, the double jeopardy is super unnecessary.
He just killed them. Their whole game plan, Company's now been sent off.
Yeah, I'm not angry at Company for losing this shit. They've sent Company off as well.
And Burnley have been shagged quite a few times.
Yeah.
I understand. And away at Stamford Bridge, like you're fully in the game.
But that Jay Rodriguez chance at the end.
When he crashed it off the crossbar, whiskers.
Yeah.
But to come back twice, like full credit to Burnley. They scored some good goals as well. And they hung in there. And that's the one thing that I've been on to Burnley about is that because when they scored the second goal, I turned to my dad and said, they're going to lose this game. But like they fought back again. Yeah. But they're still going to make a mistake and whatever.
And their first goal was quality.
Yeah. It was a really good goal. But yeah, man, big problems at Chelsea.
That doesn't even under. We'll see where Chelsea finish at the end of the season. But lastly, again, for however bad we were, like this level, this floor,
11th 2 years in a row
is unbelievable for a club that was considered and was a big club. And
that's why I'll give it a couple more games.
Yeah, to really see.
But because if Chelsea don't climb, then we'll be here.
We'll be here.
Because as much as I hate Man United and Tottenham, I would still pick Chelsea for this to happen to. But quickly touching on the other fixtures. Firstly, Sheffield Fulham.
Yeah.
Sheffield going from 4-1 to 3-3.
Yeah.
Because the fourth goal got disallowed. But I'll give them credit. They scored 3 goals.
McBurney and Brereton.
3 goals in all their other games.
Yeah. And we saw Garnacho 2.0.
No.
We saw go even better than Garnacho's, I think.
No. Not at all. It was like here, he kind of...
Balls come over the shoulder. He's barely seen it. Defenders in the box.
Garnacho's facing his own goal. He's moving away from the ball. It's completely...
When he gets to shuffle a little bit, he gets to step across.
One step and then just like a
quality of the absolute...
And great goal.
Generally better.
It's not close to Garnacho. It's the way Harvey Barnes is close to Elise.
No.
It's not like.
We'll let the fans tell us what.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments what is a more similar goal between Harvey Barnes and Elise versus Luton, and Garnacho versus Everton and Muniz this weekend.
But eight and 9.
Yeah, Muniz is a problem. And the problem is that
he hit the post twice.
The biggest issue I have with Muniz actually is we called it when he was 3-2. Like we said, yeah, there's always these strikers in the Premier League who are 3-2, and I still haven't got Muniz in my FBO.
Yeah, I almost brought him in this week.
And he is an official problem. He's so funny because they bought him and they bought Brozier at the same time, and I know it's just because
Brozier can't touch grass. Brozier left Chelsea to go play ball. So Fulham were like, yeah, we'll take him on loan. And now, can you imagine what Brozier's thinking? Brozier's like, finally game time. I can prove myself in this league. I can go back to Chelsea. And this random guy has just gone on an
it's funny
tear.
because you can tell what Fulham's board was thinking. It's like, all right, we need bodies up top. We need options. We need to make a couple deals quickly. We need them to be cheap. We don't know who's better between these two. Let's just bring them in and see once they're in here. And Muniz has turned out to be a guy that can go 8 and 9. Like, huge credit to him. I can't believe he's only 22 or whatever. He looks about 35, man.
Yeah.
Like he looks,
I can't believe that.
he looks so much older than he is. And the thing I'll say about Muniz is he's scoring all types of goals.
Yeah, he's gonna get a move.
He's actually scoring all types of goals.
He's gonna get the move that Mitro should have got.
Oh, yeah, but he's also, you can tell he's a guy who's in the confidence. I saw him doing Robanas. He's in the confidence of his life. Like, he's probably everything he touches. He is
one
goals.
of those guys that might never be in this form again.
And in this series.
Yeah,
we
may never. Muniz next season might not get spoken about.
It won't be.
Yeah,
I think Muniz won't be spoken about next year. But this is his time.
Yeah. Shout out Muniz. Then the Forest Palace.
Yeah, similar. Philippe Mateta.
Two good goals in that. Yeah, Mateta bagged. Chris Wood scored a really good header. 1-1. Forest ticking over, and then the other one was Bournemouth Everton.
Yeah, which there's nothing to say in that game other than
Solanke bagged. Well played.
Solanke bagged. Fair play to him.
Yeah,
the most horrendous on goal you'll probably see this season.
Seamus
from
Coleman,
probably one of the most experienced players in the league.
Seamus Coleman trying to chest it back to Jordan Pickford in the last minute.
Closing out, minutes of the game.
And he's just chested it into.
He's just thrown away a point.
Can you imagine if... That's what Zinchenko would have done if he came on the grass.
Zinchenko's got that in him, unfortunately.
Yo, I believe my hype. Quick chest back.
I'm the coolest player on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you imagine if Tomiyasu or Ben White tries that and we lose that game?
Yeah.
Bro. And Everton stakes are just as high.
And the worst thing is,
you
know, Coleman's mad vocal in the dressing room, and you know he was crickets after that match.
And that leads us on perfectly to MVP and Rookies of the Week, because Seamus Coleman, it doesn't get more rookie than that.
Yeah.
So you get one from me.
My Rookies of the Week go to everyone involved at the Chelsea incident on the weekend. I just think you have to beat 10-men Burnley.
Chelsea fans as well.
Bro,
how you can't boo Sterling when he comes to take a free kick.
Yeah.
In your home stadium.
Sterling gets the assist for Cole Palmer's goal. Sterling is one of those guys you can tell.
Nice flick.
Yeah, he's playing poorly, but you know he's getting overly scapegoated for Chelsea's poor performance all round.
Yeah.
Harry Kane and Bayern Munich and that whole debacle going on in Germany. I think it's official now. Like, as much as mathematically they can still win the league, they need Bayern Leverkusen to lose more points than they've lost all season.
But Leverkusen need to win 3 games of the last 7
to win
the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they need to lose.
They don't play Bayern.
Then if they need to lose more points than they've ever lost throughout the whole course of the season, remaining games.
I think on that, you should actually give me an MVP.
For what?
For my take on Harry Kane for the last 10 years.
Harry Kane, no, you're coming close to it, but it needs to come to fruition. Like, for example, if we bop Harry Kane out, it's flowers.
Done.
You get my bad.
Yeah.
But
I'm expecting that from everyone.
But man,
I know there's more.
Yo, that situation in Germany is super scary. Super scary for a team that dominant to finish that far off the pace to a club that's never won it before ever. Granit Xhaka's first season, it feels like he moved there last year. First season in Germany, he takes the trophy of Harry Kane. all of this Kingsley Coman stuff.
That's why this shirt, it's probably been on here every podcast since we moved here.
So yeah, no, they all get a rookie of the week from me, man.
Tuchel as well.
Yeah, Tuchel as well. Tuchel included. Some of my MVPs, Rodrigo, baller,
Yeah.
definitely gets an MVP of the week from me. I give Shea Gilgeous-Alexander an MVP last night, buzzer beater.
Yep.
Huge win.
I'm going to give Jalen Brunson one.
Yeah, he's been playing his.
Because
I
know you scored, and to be fair, Wemby needs to get one.
Yeah.
But I know you scored 61 points and lost. But bro, to put up 61 points,
crazy.
I was going to give a rookie to Calvin Phillips.
Oh my gosh, we even let him slide.
Yeah, we didn't speak about him in the game. Obviously, I saw someone say Calvin Phillips has been West Ham's worst ever signing.
No, but he's creeping into that category, man.
Bro, Calvin Phillips, if you haven't seen this video, go on Twitter, find the video because it's funny. Right, but Calvin Phillips is getting back on the coach at West Ham, and these West Ham fans are just abusing.
Dogs. And it's West Ham fans.
Right, we're from East.
yeah.
And Calvin Phillips just through the driving screen window just goes like.
No, but Calvin Phillips, he's in a ridiculous run of bad.
You're
form.
a professional footballer. Come
on, no. This is all emotions, bro. When he came onto the pitch, they were 3-1 up.
Yeah.
He's getting
Moyes thought, just minutes in
confidence minutes. Yeah, he's getting build your confidence.
He can't fuck this one up.
Go show them that you can play football. Go do a couple pings, get to know the system, type of minutes. Yeah, in a game that was moving nowhere for Newcastle, and they've now lost it.
Yeah,
and now Moyes should get actually a rookie of the week for even bringing him on. You should have done.
Yeah.
He's not ready.
And I'll give Chris Wilder an MVP because I sent the clip of his interview to the chat. But in his interview with Match of the Day, they ask him about the decision because there was 16 minutes added on. At the end of that game, so they ask him about it, and he's like,
"I'm a hard-working Yorkshire lad.
This is a Premier League manager in an interview saying, I'm a hard-working Yorkshire lad. I work hard for my money. I'm not going to make comments about it." And I watched that and I thought, this is a brilliant.
That's too good.
I will give him an MVP for that because that's what you expect a fan to say.
Yeah, no, it's too good.
When you turn up, Man United fans leaving Brentford, I'm a hard-working man. I pay my money. I come down here to watch the game.
Bullshit.
And this is big Chris Wilder, Premier League manager, telling you in the interview, I'm a hard-working Yorkshire lad.
I also give a rookie of the week to Marseille because they were playing PSG yesterday. I
saw they were 1-0 down.
PSG got a man sent off at half-time in the first half and then ended up winning the game quite comfortably in the second half. And it was just like, you invest 90 minutes into what you think would be a juicy game, and they just still come. Mbappe got taken off after 65 minutes.
Yeah,
I
saw that. Enrique
add some pressure.
Being asked about it.
Yeah,
why you take it, and Enrique's like, all this music is boring. I'm the manager of PSG. I will make my own decisions, and I will make them in the best interest of PSG. Always some music around Mbappe. Every week, same thing, boring.
I'm not gonna lie. I understood why it took. They were a goal up. A lot of it now at this stage was if he left them on. If he had left them on, it would just be to stat pad.
Yeah.
Rather than for the purpose of winning the game. Marseille offered nothing.
Yeah.
They offered nothing, man.
But yeah, that's all of mine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I did get that off. I think I got everybody off mine as well.
The last one I can give an MVP to is Damson Idris.
Because you're watching Snowfall.
Because I'm watching Snowfall, and you've set me up nicely.
Yes, you're gonna enjoy it, man.
6 seasons of some good content.
Yeah, great quality TV.
Yeah, I'll give Damson Idris one. But yeah,
I
think that's it from us.
Game's coming thick and fast.
Title race heating up. By the time we next pod, everyone will have played 2 games.
Yeah, it'll be in a whole different place.
Some teams might be out the title race.
Hey,
some teams
might be at the top 4 race.
Exactly. So yeah, make sure you're here. But thank you guys for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, follow us on there. Trying to hit 50 subscribers before the end of the season. But thank you guys for all the support. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. Peace.